Have you ever wondered how people in ancient times understood the world around them? Before satellites, Google Maps, and even the compass, there were thinkers who dared to explore, record, and map the earth. One such visionary was Hecataeus of Miletus, a trailblazer in geography and history, whose works laid the foundation for how we view the world today. Introduction to Hecataeus, 550–476 BC. Hecataeus of Miletus, often referred to as the father of geography, was a prominent Greek historian and geographer during the late 6th and early 5th centuries BC. He lived in Miletus, a thriving Ionian city in Asia Minor, known as a hub of intellectual and cultural activity. Hecataeus is celebrated for his significant contributions to the early development of geographical thought and historical inquiry. His works reflect the transition from mythological explanations of the world to a more systematic and empirical understanding, laying the foundation for future geographical studies. He was a geographer, historian, and traveler who sought to make sense of the world through observation and logic, moving away from mythological explanations popular in his era. His contributions were revolutionary, and he is best known for two major works, Ges Periodos, Description of the Earth, and Genealogies. Let's explore these works and the profound impact they had on the development of geographical thought. Ges Periodos, or the Circuit of the Earth, is considered one of the earliest systematic attempts to describe the known world. This text was divided into two parts, one focusing on Europe and the other on Asia and Africa, which the Greeks referred to as Libya. It wasn't just a list of places, but a detailed account of regions, their inhabitants, and their unique features. The first part of Ges Periodos centered on Europe. Hecataeus described rivers, mountains, and coastal features, but he didn't stop there. He also documented the people, what they wore, how they lived, and their customs. His work was a blend of geography and anthropology, offering a holistic view of each region. The second part explored Asia, and Africa. Hecataeus wrote about the grandeur of Persia, the significance of the Nile in Egypt, and the cultures of these regions. His descriptions of Egypt include observations about the pyramids, the Nile's flooding cycles, and the religious practices of the Egyptians. So, how did Hecataeus gather all this information? He relied on his travels, oral accounts from sailors and merchants, and earlier sources, like Homer and Hesiod. But unlike these poets, he focused on accuracy and logic, stripping away myths to create a clearer picture of the world. His second major work, Genealogies, was a fascinating blend of history, mythology, and geography. While it primarily traced the origins of Greek myths and families, it also provided insights into how geography shaped these stories. For example, the locations of mythical events and the migration of peoples were often tied to real places. Hecataeus' influence goes far beyond his writings. He fundamentally changed how geography was approached. Let's break it down. First, Hecataeus moved away from mythical explanations. He criticized works like Homer's Iliad and Hesiod's fantastical maps, which depicted the earth as an otherworldly place. Instead, he relied on observation and reason, paving the way for a more scientific approach. He also improved upon his predecessor Anaximander's world map. Hecataeus depicted the earth as a circular disk surrounded by the ocean, but he worked to refine the accuracy of landmasses and coastlines. Hecataeus emphasized regional geography, detailing the unique characteristics of each area. This approach laid the groundwork for chorography, or the study of specific regions, which became a key focus in later geographical works. His systematic approach to organizing geographical data inspired later geographers like Herodotus, who expanded on his work, and even figures like Strabo and Eratosthenes centuries later. Finally, Hecataeus blended geography with ethnography, documenting the customs and cultures of various peoples. He didn't view non-Greek societies as mere curiosities, but as integral parts of the world's diversity. Although much of Hecataeus' work has been lost, fragments preserved by later writers reveal his critical role in the evolution of geographical thought. His emphasis on observation, logic, and systematic documentation created a blueprint for modern geography. Hecataeus of Miletus may not be a household name, but his contributions continue to shape how we study the world. By challenging myths, documenting cultures, and creating maps, he sparked a tradition of inquiry that inspires geographers to this day. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the past. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explorations into the fascinating history of geography. See you next time.